I'm Arfa Akhlaq and welcome to Fried and Tasted. All the recipes here are tried and tested. So today we are into third part of our cake decoration series. If you have not seen the first two parts, you can find the link in the description below, and if you are watching this video in future, you can find all the parts link in the description below. So today we'll see, today's video in itself is broken down into 4 parts. The first part is how to cut the cake smoothly, evenly. Like, we don't want the final cake to be, twisted and like leaning tower of Pisa or something. So to how to make cut the cake evenly, which is the first part. And second is how to stack them straight. The third part is how to crumb coat. What is the purpose of crumb coat? Is it holds up all the crumbs which comes out of a cake, and this helps in when you put the final layer on top of the cake, the final layer does not has any crumb in it, because this crumb coat already holds all the crumb in it. So, and obviously the fourth part is how to put the final layer on the cake, how to frost it with smooth sides and sharp edges and give it a perfect look. Now let me tell you, it might not be possible for you to make the perfectly frost it in your first go. It took me many attempts that now I have been able to perfectly frost it with smooth sides and sharp edges. So the trick is to keep trying, and one day you'll be able to make it all smooth and perfect. But even if you follow this, the first time when you make it, it won't be that bad. It would definitely look good and you will be proud of you. So if you like this video, press the like button, comment, and let me know what is your opinion about this video and the series. And also subscribe if you haven't yet. When you subscribe, press the bell icon so that you are notified about all the other parts and all my new videos. And also share it with all the baking enthusiasts. To make a perfect stacked cake, the first step is to remove the dome and all the unevenness from the cake. For that, here I have taken a serrated knife. I'll mention everything in the description below, what all equipments I have used. A serrated knife is the one which is straight and even from the tip to the handle, and you can see that I'm gradually inserting the knife through the cake by pressing lightly and gently on top and rotating the cake stand towards me. And then whatever imperfection is left, very slightly start removing it until you see that everything is perfect from top. Bring your eyes to the same angle as the cake to make sure that it is even and smooth from the top and all the sides are same. There is another trick, that just take a skewer and put a mark with your finger from one side, and then just go towards the other side of the cake and measure. If it comes same, it means it is equal. And now I have 2 cakes ready with me which are smooth from the top. Our second step is how to cut the layers of the cake. For that, I have a very interesting trick. First, I'm putting an incision, a light incision vertically on the cake, and then I'll repeat the same process around the cake also. So I have not started cutting going deeper in the cake in the first go itself, but first I'm making this incision a rough draft of what is the mid of the cake, and then once I'm satisfied that it is right in the center, I'll go deeper with my serrated knife and keep rotating the cake by putting light pressure on top and going deeper and deeper, and finally I'll have 2 cake layers ready with me. You can see that the cake layers are very smooth from the top, and here I have all the 4 cake layers ready with me because I repeated the same thing with the other cake too. The next step is how to put the frosting in the bag. Sometimes this step becomes messy, but I have some tricks to keep everything very neat and clean. So the first step is just to cut the tip of the piping bag roughly, and here I'm putting the nozzle deep inside it and then twisting the edge, fold it, and then place it into a glass, and then whatever piping bag is left over, just turn it around the rim of the glass and make a hole inside it like a bowl. Because of the twist, the frosting will not flow down in the glass, and just put the frosting in the glass in the piping bag, press it gently and put the other dollop also, and once the piping bag is full, take it out of the glass and just press it gently with your hand by pushing the frosting towards the nozzle. Twist the tip of the piping bag. Now I'll simply seal the mouth with the help of a back clipper. This way, if I put any pressure while frosting, nothing will pop out of the bag. we have prepared everything for the frosting, and now I will show you the equipments that I will need. So here I have big and small offset spatula, one plain spatula, then I have a designer cake scraper, a plastic cake scraper, and another steel one. I don't have a fixed way when to use what, but I just mix and match and use it as needed. Here is a syrup of condensed milk or water to soak the sponge cake. You can use any fruit syrup or anything that you want, or just keep it simple. And then I placed a towel on top of that. I'll put my rotating cake stand. This way my cake stand will not slip. And now I have a small cake board. The size is similar to the size of the cake that I'm using, and I'll put a small amount of frosting on the cake stand and press my cake board on top of it so that it sticks. Because of the vertical incision that I made, I will know how to put my cake layers in such a way that the final result is always smooth and just like it was before even slicing it. And here goes the first layer on the cake board, and I'm drizzling some syrup on top of it to keep it moist. And now pipe a circle around the cake, leaving a millimeter around the edges. If you want to add some jam or fruit, you can put it inside the circle, or just place the frosting and then smoothen it with the help of offset spatula. You don't need to be very smooth, just fill it in and then place the other layer of the cake. Because we have cut it, the cake layers with our hands, there might be some imperfections. So because of the incision, we know how to put our cake layer in such a way that the final cake is also smooth, just like before slicing it. And now I'll just drizzle some more condensed milk syrup, again the same layer of the frosting, and then repeat this with the 3 layers. For the final layer, I'm drizzling the condensed milk syrup and then placing it on the cake in such a way that the syrup side is towards inside of the cake. Again, bend down and check that the final stacked cake is smooth or not. Next step is how to crumb coat the cake. For that, first I'll remove any excess crumb around my cake board as well as my cake. And now by keeping my piping bag at one place and rotating my cake board, I'll make a spiral around the cake. And then with the help of a cake scraper, I'll make one big round and then scrape any excess buttercream. And then whatever gaps are left, I'll just fill it with my offset spatula like this. So the next step is to fill in all the gaps, and now I'll hold my offset spatula in such a way that if I am a right-hander, my spatula is on the left side and I'm pushing my cake board against me. So this way I can see what I'm doing and everything is quite smooth. And now I'll just put another round on top of the cake, and then with my offset spatula I'll make small strokes on top to spread the frosting and then smoothen it with some long strokes. And yeah, one more thing, whatever excess frosting that I'm taking out, I'm keeping it in a bowl, which is a bowl of frosting which has crumbs in it. Never ever mix it with your fresh frosting. Now our crumb coat is done, and I'll pop it in refrigerator for 1 hour at least. If you have refrigerated the frosting, take it out around half an hour before the cake. Let it soften at room temperature and then just beat it gently with the help of a spatula. And now I'm going to put another layer of crumb coat. This layer is completely optional, but somehow I feel like doing this makes the cake turn out even more smoother, and it has sharper, sharp edges and smoother surroundings. So this is just my personal opinion about it. And let's have a little more vivid look of what we actually did. So my steps are same as what I did for crumb coating, to fill in the gaps and then smoothen the edges like this. So I have to keep doing the process again and again until I feel like I have got a thick layer of frosting around it, and somehow the cake has started to appear a little smoother. I personally prefer 2 layers of crumb coat, but trust me, even one will do pretty good. And now I'll refrigerate it again for 2 hours. So now I have taken my cake out of the refrigerator, and if I touch it, nothing sticks. It means it is well refrigerated. And now I'll start putting the frosting on the side of the cake slowly, step by step. unless I covered the whole cake with it. And then what I'll do is I'll fill any gaps which are there, and then I'll take my cake scraper and angle it around the cake in such a way that if I draw a radius around the cake, my cake scraper is angled at 90 degrees. So it's more like a tangent, and I'm not getting deep into the cake frosting, like it's just angled in such a way. Again, fill in any gap and make small strokes and scrape whatever is left. I know I must have said it gazillion times to fill in the gaps and scrape the sides, but that is what all you have to do for frosting. And now I'll put a dollop of frosting on top, and then again with first big strokes and then small strokes, try to smoothen it. Keep wiping your spatula or cake scraper with a tissue or wiping it on the edge of a bowl so that our cake scraper or spatula is clean and the final result is neat. Again, now whatever is left at the edge, very slightly scrape it off with small strokes, and then with the spatula pull whatever peak you can see towards the center of the cake very gradually to give a smoother finish. To get the smoother finish at the bottom, just put the tip of the spatula at the base of the cake and turn around the cake stand, and this way you'll get a smoother finish at the bottom. And finally, our cake is beautifully frosted with sharp edges and smoother sides. This cake decoration series has 4 parts. The first one is how to prepare the sponge cake. The second one is all about frosting, how to make the best frosting ever. The third part is how to cut the layers smoothly, how to stack them and then do the crumb coating, and finally frost it evenly like this with smooth sides and sharp edges. And finally, the fourth part is how to make beautiful, gorgeous flowers, which is 3 tips, and also how to write on a cake. So if you like what you watched, press the subscribe button and also press the bell icon so that you are notified whenever I upload a new video. Also like this video and comment if you are excited about this series, and also share it with your friends and family and whoever enjoys baking.